hard to match up with Banana. So either a CC or a Benedetta could definitely be a strong pickup for the side of RRQ Hoshi if AP Bren lets this slide through the current draft. Another good pickup would be something like the... oh, actually, it's banned out. They took out the Navari. I was going to say that's definitely a strong option. But something else that we've seen from last game, the Faramis is still on the table.
Yeah, Faramis. That could be a valid first pick for AP Bren. That kind of team will not hesitate picking up the Faramis just because of how few is great with the hero. Another hero that they take away from Brusco as well as Irad is the Guinevere. This will be... this will definitely be a trend for AP Bren as they want to take this series 2-0. Just take away all of those heroes that will make it comfortable for both Irad as well as Brusco. Faramis is open, like you said. This could be the first pick. Indeed, it will be. RQ Hoshi. Do they go for Lilia already this time? CC is open, but I think they go Lilia. Actually, Minotaur. There's something in me that says that maybe the Minotaur is going to be first face picked here by RQ Hoshi.
100% CC first pick for RQ Hoshi. Yeah. And then I do agree with you for those additional picks as they go back in. Oh, whoa, the Minotaur. Okay, but
still got it.
Diggy's still on the table. So do they go in for more of a frontline jungler for the side of AP Bren and pull out the Diggy to kind of counteract that CC? Or are they not even going to go the Diggy at all, considering there is a Fredrin on the table, which could definitely overwhelm the time journey?
Yeah, AP Bren might not really consider that. Maybe they'll be happy about the Faramis. Of course, it will be considered, but maybe in the latter portions of the game. For now, their priority should be maybe a burst type, or maybe a Brody, in fact, for AP Bren. Very quickly go for the Brody this time so that they secure that. Oh, decent versus the Fredrin and the Minotaur all together. Then I'm thinking Arlet actually for AP Bren because that's usually what they pick up against this Fredrin. And there it is, the Brody.
That's why you're the $1 million caster right there. Look at that, $1 million prediction over there. Brody does get slotted up. I think it's a great answer, especially against a heavy frontline composition. I mean, teams that like to dive in, going back to the back line onto marksman. Brody's one of the best pickups for that, right? He has the corrosion strike to be able to get that stun, get back, has a flicker to top that off as well to expand the distance and also close the distance if he wants to go in for the kill with the torn apart memories. Now, Flat TZ, not wasting any time for the team. They are going to go ahead and decide who their jungler is going to be. And that is going to be the Boxia. Now, we've been seeing the Boxia picked up today. It's definitely been executing pretty well, rotating around, able to get to the positions necessary to deal the damage. We saw RQ Hoshi in the first game pick up a Dyrok to respond to it, but now, hey, they can't really pick up the Dyrok. I mean, I guess they could, but it would make it a little bit troublesome, especially when there's a Brody on the table who really wants those frontline competitions to be slotted up. So that will be a little bit of an easier time for the Boxia rotating around.
Nathan going to be the pickup for RQ Hoshi. I would have said Claude, but then again, this totally makes a lot of sense. It's an AoE. There's a lot of AoE that you could get out of the Nathan. Although it will take a lot of time, it's definitely okay and advisable to go for a late game hero now for RQ Hoshi, because if you look at their two heroes, it allows for those late game types of heroes like the Nathan that really likes to farm a lot. You have the Minotaur as well as the Fredrin to protect that Nathan. They might even couple this up with another sustain kind of hero, or maybe somewhere along the lines of a Lilia that can actually sustain herself so that he can output the damage. And now, actually, I think AP Bren might look to ban that hero, that Lilia, and obviously the Nana, the heroes that allow for the Nathan to be able to farm.
That's honestly exactly what I was going to say, right? The Nana or the Lilia is definitely something RQ Hoshi could profit off of, and a great read from AP Bren to be able to counteract that. Now, that will put RQ Hoshi in a little bit of a bind on who they go in for their mage. Now, Valentina looks to still be on the table. They could pick that up. I mean, it'd be great against the Faramis to provide the Nether Realm for the side of RQ Hoshi. I mean, they have a little bit of sustainability from Bruce on the Minotaur, but it would be a really good pickup, especially to give them even more heals on these 5v5 engagements. Up against a hero like Brody, right? He pops that torn apart memories, instantly go in for that Nether Realm to keep the team alive. No worries about it. You've been talking about the Nathan sneaking up into the scene as well today, and now we get to see a showcasing of exactly how well it will perform up against AP Bren. But so far, we got a pretty solid draft on our hands.
Yeah, it's Lilia banned out by AP Bren, as expected. But you're right. I think the Valentina could be a valid pickup here for RRQ Hoshi. However, there's that option of the Aurora, which really couples up well with the Minotaur. Maybe the next best choice is the Vexana. These two heroes that can that actually replaced Farsa and Eve, that really puts themselves just way back into the fights and just output the damage. That makes a lot of sense versus the Faramis, so that you can trickle down the extra HP from the ultimate. So that could be a valid option here for RQ Hoshi. Might reserve their XP lane for last. Or maybe they picked it up. Oh, there it is, the Vexana. I think maybe RQ Hoshi will close it up with a Lapu Lapu.
A Lapu Lapu. You know what I'd be interested to see? The Benedetta slide through that they've been kind of dominating so well on.
That's also true.
Especially with Banana. And we talked about it walking in the early phase of the draft. And I mean, he's performed really well on it. It could be a possible pickup, especially since CC was not able to be slotted. It was currently banned out. And that's one of the few XP laners that we've been kind of seeing him run so far. We did see the Ruby banned out as well, which could have been a great answer, either flex to the XP lane or the roam position. So I would say, yeah, Benedetta could be a very good pickup for the side of RQ Hoshi. But in terms of AP Bren, they're looking pretty solid with their draft. They have sustainability. They have great front line from the Boxia and already some good damage from the Brody. And there goes the Grok that we've seen already previously in the quarterfinals.
I would have said that maybe they snatched the Lapu Lapu, and indeed they did that, because that means that RQ Hoshi will not have the perfect hero to counter the Faramis as well as Brody. So yeah, I think they're left with one option, which is the Benedetta now for RQ Hoshi. Apart from that, the choice will be Yuzhong, which is not the most ideal scenario. But if they want, they can still go for, like, I think they're left with Benedetta, because you have AoE damage, matchup against the Lapu Lapu. Well, maybe the craziest hero that they can get is probably Yuzhong, although that is like a very underwhelming hero to go up against AP Bren. And there's it. Well, there's the Benedetta, a specialty for RQ Hoshi. Great closeout. I think this is a relatively even draft, but I do like that, like the Nathan pick coming out from RQ Hoshi, because it makes a lot of sense with the heroes that are around it. You have the Vexana to output the damage when the Minotaur goes for the initiation. You have Fredrin to frontline for the team, and with this kind of lineup, they have a way to front to back. At the same time, there's always that option to go for the split with Banana. So it's a really good mix for both teams.
Yeah, and with Skylar run the Nathan, it's definitely going to be a little bit different of a game than what we've seen on the Laylas. We are now stepping into the virtual arena. AP Bren out from the Philippines, looking stronger than ever. Currently at match point up against RRQ Hoshi out from Indonesia. Who will be able to prevail in that amazing draft? Like we said, pretty even on the scoreboard, but time will tell on who will be our victor for game number 2.
It's going to be a really good matchup. And I do hope that we get to a game number 3. Just because of how good the two coaches are drafting. I mean, just for game number 2, that's what I can say. It makes for an interesting draft, and I kind of want to see more. But at the same time, obviously, AP Bren would want to close this out 2-0. The way that they drafted this is to win the lanes, right? So you have the Lapu Lapu, which is a hero that rarely loses lane. Really good in that regard. Going up against the Benedetta, I think that if you go damage build on Banana, you're going to have a better time against the Lapu Lapu because of the trading potential that you have. Just have to be careful not to get hit with by skill 1 and skill 2 of this Flapteasy Lapu Lapu.
Yeah, and Brusco taking some heavy hits nice and early. Going to force him to recall back to the base. RQ Hoshi starting to try and be a little bit more aggressive. May look a little bit more promising to game number 1 on the bot side. Banana very comfortable over here on this Benedetta, forcing Kyle Teasy to the bot side to stop him from taking down Flapteasy on the 1v1 engagement.
Yeah. Gotta be Banana, just, you know. There's always that thing where you say that Banana is a one-trick kind of player, but man, every time you watch his Benedetta and the way that he plays it, you're always amazed. You can see even Flapteasy on the Yuzhong, or the Lapu Lapu, I mean, is struggling against Banana's Benedetta.
Yeah, speaking of struggling, Big Terror find the way. Brusco will be able to find one. Takes on Ogwin. A little different of a start than we've seen in game number 1. This time, We're able to see RRQ Hoshi take the first kill as we do kind of pan over for a quick second. They are leading. That was first blood and now up by about 500 gold.
Yeah. Good movements, taking advantage of the Fredrin Minotaur wall that they can have, moving wall that they have with the Vexana from behind. It's like a war strategy from RRQ Hoshi where they're slowly sieging AP Bren with these big boys in front line, and AP Bren couldn't do anything about it. Even in this turtle take, you can see that it's difficult for them, and Octa is just outputting so much damage from behind. He's free to do it.
Yeah, a lot of damage. Irad will be able to claim that turtle. RRQ Hoshi, this is what we're talking about. This is the RRQ Hoshi we've seen in Group Stage A and in the quarterfinals. Now, leading the way in the early game, AP Bren on the backside of things this time around. Now, I would say Banana definitely opening up a lot of opportunity. Running on the Benedetta, a comfort pick, a staple pick inside of his hands. It definitely makes the difference in the early phase of the game, and it's something that RRQ Hoshi is leaning on. Now, for AP Bren, I mean, they're still looking pretty promising. We like the Brody pickup, right? It's really good up against the up and close and personal heroes. Even the Benedetta, if she decides to rush in, it could be a possible problem. But so far, RRQ Hoshi, with the slight lead, looks like they've been able to find their tempo since game one.
Oh, yeah. And even Skylar is leading when it comes to the EXP going up against Super Marco, if I'm seeing this correctly. But there was a time where Skylar was level 5 and Super Marco was level 4. Super Marco had to go back to base, and this is looking really well for RRQ Hoshi. All of the lanes are going in their favor, and all of the core heroes from RRQ Hoshi are getting the farm over their designated matchup. So that's definitely a good sign. 3 minutes, 38 seconds to get the Feather of Heaven. Great timing for Skylar.
Yeah, and Super Marco going to go ahead and pick up that Blade of Heptases for some great initial burst damage. Brusco trying to find an opportunity for the side of RRQ Hoshi. Looks like they're going to go in for a possible pick-off. Rushing straight in a few, but he may be able to make his way into that tier 2 turret. Irad, thirsty for the kill, but not able to close the distance for the setup.
Maybe Irad with just the pokes. I mean, look at him having the freedom to do this because of Brusco's protection.
Yeah, big wild charge. Guardian's barrier.
Oh, wow.
Dropping down from Ogwin, trapping Brusco and Octa from escaping. It's a good thing AP Bren did not decide to engage on that, because that was a good setup to kind of zone them away from escaping.
Yeah. Great plays coming up from RRQ Hoshi. You can see that without the wild charge, AP Bren might not be thinking about taking the turtle, actually. Maybe they just go for pickoffs. But in comes the turtle fight.
Yeah, sitting at about 75% HP. Irad on it over here with the Fredrin, being a little bit of a bully, not afraid to take the fight up close and personal. Rushes into Ogwin for the setup. Teasy zoned out from Brusco. RRQ Hoshi, total control of the jungle and turtle pit so far, even extending into the purple buff, but Irad may be a little too close if they decide to engage. Big Manoan Fury, triple knockup onto AP Bren. Brusco with the setup, forcing out the Electrifying Blow and the Nether Realm coming alive from Few, as both teams still fighting it out over this turtle. Neither side able to find the advantage they were looking for.
When Kyle is low, and Irad is half HP, but does have the sustain from the as a Fredrin. And they're trying to buzz from this turtle. Who takes it, though?
Ooh, it looks like Octa will get the steal for RRQ Hoshi. Brusco will fall, though. Super Marco finding his first kill of the game. That will go into the hands of AP Bren, but they lose the neutral objective. A 1,000 gold lead for RRQ Hoshi.
Irad. Okay.
Gonna rush in. Big wild charge for the knockup. Irad will be able to get out of there, though. Very low on the HP. Electrifying Blow going down from Banana through the Guardian's barrier provided over there from Ogwin, who has had some really good setups with it. I think his placement have been pretty valid so far in the early phase.
Yeah. I got a little bit scary for Irad, almost going down, but fortunately he has the help of Octa with this Vexana. The position is just way too good for this Vexana. Octa is just providing so much defense for his team while also outputting the damage, right? So you cannot really just dive as AP Bren. And if you're thinking about the composition of AP Bren, they're mainly like, I would say melee based. Thinking about it, like Brody hasn't, without the ultimate, Brody's range is not that good. And that's why they need to go up close and personal as Flap gets melted down. Few, just a fraction of a second too late with the Faramis ultimate.
Yeah, nice and early pickoff from the side play of the Bush in the mid lane. And now maybe able to seize the opportunity to take this tier 2 turret. Skylar not wasting any time controlling this map for RRQ Hoshi. And so far, they're getting everything they have came for. AP Bren is now the team that is reacting to RRQ Hoshi.
That's really good from RRQ Hoshi. This is the tempo that we're looking for. And like we said, like these 4 people, they will not leave each other. They will let Banana do the split for them. And both Octa as well as Skylars, they're going to be able to output the damage that they needed because of the two bad dudes in the front line. That's Irad and Brusco. And I don't know if you know this already, but Brusco in Tagalog can also mean something like a like a big dude in the front line, like a brawn kind of dude. Like when you say when you're Brusco, you're like a jacked kind of dude in the front lines.
Yeah, definitely showcasing it and living up to that name. There's a lot of things going on in the mid lane from both sides of the table. Bodies may drop here in a matter of seconds. You are seeing the Terrify go down. Octa able to find Flapteezy, unable to find his way back to his side of the jungle. One member down for the side of AP Bren. 3 seconds until the Lord spawns in.
Oh, man. They're nullifying the Lapu-Lapu by outputting so much damage. Look at Skylar. Good hit on the second skill, and now Flapteezy goes into the fray.
Yeah, he's going to rush in. Hit with the Terrified, though. Irad trying to get away. The wall will drop again from Ogwin. We talked about his placements on these Guardian barriers. Definitely not disappointing today. Brusco, very low, torn apart. Memories. Super Marco will find him, and Noam Fury goes down right before he falls. For the setup on the AP Bren, Irad will find the Lord. That is a big play for the side of RRQ Hoshi to continue their tempo. Super Marco takes down Banana to respond. 2 members falling for the side of RRQ Hoshi, but able to claim this Lord.
All due fairness, RRQ Hoshi's Lord Dance is great. They got the Lord after that. But AP Bren, they're juggling. Their isolation moves are looking very neat. And that's the thing for RRQ Hoshi. The only reason for them to lose some of their members is that if somebody gets isolated. It is exactly what happened with Brusco as well as Banana. Nevertheless, they still secured the Lord, which is much more important in this case. Like losing your roamer for the Lord is definitely a positive trade for you. And RRQ Hoshi can now take over the map once again.
Yeah, with that Lord marching down on the bot side, they may go in for some additional turrets. I mean, look at the top lane. Skylar, again, will take another tier 2 turret in their favor. Now leading 4 turrets to none against AP Bren, and may claim some more in the mid lane as they are going to siege for that tier 1. It will fall into their hands. 3 major objectives, 2 turrets and a Lord over to their side so far. Even on the kills, though, but down in the economy by 4,000 gold behind AP Bren.
Yeah. Looking really good for the Nathan as well for now. I mean, we haven't been talking about Skylar, but he is actually left in the kitchen for quite a long time now. 7.5k, 1,000 gold ahead of the Brody, and already up with 3 items. And by the way, Crystal and Stardom set with the Feather of Heaven, that's gonna hurt. If you see someone just stay in front of Nathan for 1 or 2 seconds, no matter who that is, that guy's gonna die. And the only saving grace here for AP Bren is that they have the Faramis ultimate. Even Kyle, look at him take so much damage.
Ooh, big Minoan Fury as well for the knockup. The response back, though. Brusco very low. Entropy going out. Trying to get a possible kill. Skylar looking for the opportunity. Electo final blow. Fuel will take down Banana before he's able to escape. That will be 2 members falling for the side. No, 1 member falling for the side of RRQ Hoshi. They still have the ground control, and they still want to take the fight. Irad will find Super Marco, finds the marksman for AP Bren, and going in for this tier 2 turret. You're looking at Flapteezy not trying to give it up without a fight. It will fall, though. Octa able to claim it for RRQ Hoshi.
Oh, did you see that juggle coming up from AP Bren? Flapteezy activated the Bravest Fighter, hit onto 2 of their members, and looked like it's as if he will commit to the fight. But instead, he went back, and that actually attracted Banana to go in and get isolated again. He was taken out. However, RRQ Hoshi, with the farm that they have and the fact that they're grouping up, at least for the rest of their other members, they still were able to take out Super Marco, which is big, and they took an objective to go with it. So this is RRQ Hoshi not only controlling the tempo, but now having great plans whenever they're trying to go for plays. It's not anymore a mindless play that they're doing or a very reactionary kind of play that they're doing. This is actually a planned assault coming out from RRQ Hoshi.
And now passing that 11-minute mark, you're looking at RRQ Hoshi having full control of this game so far. Hasn't lost a single turret in this game. And now looking to take the next objective on the board. The contesto from AP Bren. A little bit of a knockup. Flat TZ very low. Entropy going down. Skylar able to get it, but a wild charge from Ogwood into the backside. We'll get the knockup, but no bodies will fall. Minoan Fury from Brusco. Triple set onto AP Bren. Still fighting it out. Octa will find another. Down goes Kyle TZ. Super Marco, though, in the fight. Skylar taking down Few. Super Marco and Ogwin by themselves. Few will get back in time. Get the most out of the passive from this Faramis. Now you're looking at RQ Hoshi, trying to seize the opportunity to crack open the base from AP Bren.
Waiting for more. Skylar just destroys them. Irad gets the last hit, but you can see them. Skylar, though.
Yeah, very low. Can't get around that wall. Gets a kill, though. Irad will find Super Marco. 4 members falling. Looks like they're going in for the finish. RQ Hoshi looking to turn this game around. Can they do it? The terrified, the knockup. Kyle TZ sustaining himself through all this damage, trying to buy some time. Few will find Skylar. Gets a double. Takes out Banana. Minions are in play, but he will fall a full wipeout on AP Bren. RQ Hoshi trying to close it out. Ogwin just needs a few minutes to go through, not able to close the distance. And RRQ Hoshi flipping the script and turning this around, evens out the series.